Welcome back to The Edit by Engage Creative. I am Sophie. I am one of the co-founders of Engage Creative. We are a marketing agency specializing in marketing wedding-based businesses. And today I'm so excited to be joined by Trish from Trish Peng. You are such an incredible designer. I've obviously followed you for years. I follow your personal journey, your beautiful business, and I guess everything in between. So welcome to The Edit.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I feel like we've known each other for a while,
like a whole minute
pre-COVID, and so that's a lifetime.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like Australians and New Zealanders kind of join us together, especially when we're dealing with the US.
We're the same.
Same flight-ish, same region, same time zone.
Exactly.
Well, take us back to the beginning. Tell us everything, kind of what inspired you to be a designer.
Oh, right. Wow. Throwback. Okay. So I knew I wanted to be a designer since I was 7.
Wow.
Right. I know. I didn't know it was going to be bridal, but I knew I wanted to be a fashion designer. And I think it was Vera Wang that obviously inspired me. And I was like, I want to be like her. So I studied it. And just I had my logo in business studies at uni and had the business plan and all that and just went for it. So it's been a journey. Obviously, it doesn't happen overnight. It's been 11 and a half years of a registered business.
Overnight success.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And so I just found my calling with bridal, it's just so rewarding. You become such good friends.
Was there a moment that
brides.
you felt like bridal was your path, or was there a moment where you were doing fashion and bridal just felt more naturally interest to you?
Well, I was making, ball dresses for my friends, and naturally people started asking if I do wedding dresses. I was like, it's just a white version, right? No, there is so much detail that goes into it, and even psychology with dealing with brides.
100%.
But I found it. I love it, and you're just making the most special dress for their special day. It's
one of the most important dresses you're ever going to make for someone's life. It's such a defining moment in their life. Growing up in New Zealand, obviously such a small country compared to the rest of the world, was there something about your environment or your influence that really channeled you going into bridal, or even your design aesthetic?
Well, so I was born in New Zealand, but my parents, my mum's Taiwanese, dad's Malaysian Chinese. So I had East meets West. So I had that work hard drilled into me at a young age. So, and because my parents moved to New Zealand with nothing, giving back to them's my why.
I love that.
Which is cute. And so that it was I had to have my own business in my parents' mind. So that's shaped my my work ethic, and in terms of my aesthetic, yes, New Zealanders are quite not simple. I don't want to say simple.
You guys have, I feel, a lot more relaxed brides.
Relaxed. There you go. Relaxed. Yeah. So very classic style. So my aesthetic as a designer is feminine, elegant, modern, which the New Zealanders are. I feel like New Zealanders and Australians do, I don't know, people look up to us, or where they look down to us on the bottom of the world, but they do think that we set the trends.
I couldn't agree more. It's so funny because when you do go to overseas markets, seeing those Australian or New Zealand designers, the talent is definitely there. We definitely are the ones that are setting trends, really pushing the limits. And I think that it really helps. We have such incredible talent here to support your vision as well. So photographers, models, videographers, it all is there to help build. I mean, was there a moment that you were oh my God, Trish Peng is actually a thing, it's hit you and this is a real thing?
Yes, I'd say that moment we had a viral dress, the one that has 17 million views now on TikTok alone, and that's literally the moment, the tipping point of when we went global. We had the model running and tripping up in our iconic Avery gown, and that was in 2022.
Yeah,
and that just instantly went viral, and overnight we had brides around the world and stockists, so retailers, reach out, how do I get this dress? And it was perfectly timed when we went and showcased at One Fine Day at New York Bridal Week. And we were also one of the first brands to bring in middies into the wedding scene.
I do remember that, yes.
So those two moments caught everyone's eyes, and that's how we, like, overnight got so many stockers.
So cool. I mean, it's very funny because a similar moment, I interviewed Carla from Made with Love, and a very similar thing happened to her. I
listened to that one.
And she said her stress essentially went from, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have any stores, this is a massive investment, to, oh my God, I've got too many stores, how am I going to deliver?
Yes, yeah. And I'm similar to Carla, where we just go, we'll figure it out. Fake it till you make it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You never say no. You just figure it out. It will be fine. Well, I mean, something that I absolutely love about you and your brand is obviously that you're a female founder. And, you know, I think that that is such an incredible kind of content pillar that you do so incredibly well. Do you feel like that has been something that your audience connects with, and kind of putting your face behind your brand?
Yeah, definitely. Because I find that people buy into people, not just products. So it's definitely been the point of difference for us. I mean, my name's Trish Peng, so then I feel like I have to be the face of. But yeah,
but some people don't. Some people don't.
Yes,
and I think that you do it so incredibly well. I think that I mean, like, my next point is like you with your own wedding and sharing your personal life and kind of like everything from your fittings to like you walking into your behind the scenes atelier. Like, I just really think that is so, you really lean into that kind of founder-led marketing and content.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I mean, we try to, but you always got to be like on. It's non-stop, especially with TikTok, that platform. It's just, you're meant to be posting 3 times a day, every day.
Yeah.
One's enough.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel like it comes naturally to you, or are you like...
Well, no, I don't think it does. So as a child, I was in kindergarten. I was the awkward one in the corner, the introvert, not talking to anyone.
Stop.
Isn't that funny?
If I was in the same kindy as you, I would have been the one that's like, Sophie is distracting Trish, because I would be the chatty Cathy I would like pinpoint the people that were super quiet so I could just like talk their ear off.
Funny. So it doesn't come naturally, but I've learned, because it's been 11 and a half years, I've just learned how to just switch on, you know? And sometimes, like, I find, because in New Zealand, right, there's I sometimes get put in that influencer category, and I'm like, no. I'm not an influencer. I'm maybe more of a businesswoman with a little bit of influence rather than an influencer. So, you know, you've got, I mean, it's a hard one with social media, because you've got the likes of, you know, like Tattle. Have you heard of Tattle?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So you've got the negative sides to social media, and I've got a lot of my friends who unfortunately have been trolled. And that's the unfortunate side of the business. But I feel like I don't give enough for people to know exactly what like, are so invested in my life, but I give enough
and I think
that they're like,
such a
oh my God, cool.
Happy industry, like, first of all.
Yes,
like, this is an incredibly happy industry, and like people do really want to see behind the brand. And like, I mean, you're a cool young chick that got married just recently yourself. Like, I am so invested in that journey, and I'm also invested in like what you do and your atelier and behind the scenes and your design process. And I just really think that you're doing such a good job, but it's also such an important, you know, content pillar within marketing.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And it's in the beginning it used to be quite polished, because it was like on Instagram everything was quite perfected. But now with TikTok you can't do that. It's very much like, oh, I don't even care, I'll just post it. You know, like I don't even know what I'm saying.
Sometimes it's like, just get it out there.
Just get it out there, yeah. They people like that authentic. They can see right through the...
And do you feel like it works in a favor of people obviously coming into your boutique, like recognizing you as the designer, or like they've almost immediately built a connection with you before they've actually bought the dress and they can see you?
Yes, and they somehow know exactly where I've been, like travels, and they know every detail. They know my husband's name and my dog name, which is pretty cute.
Yeah, but I do think it's so important. And I think as well, when we are kind of like targeting founder led content, sharing more of like your personal life as well, like your dog or something, it just builds that trust and kind of you're not just like hard selling your service of these are my wedding dresses. Like people are really kind of yeah, kind of being taken along that journey. I mean, like, I think sometimes when I personally post, like, me, like, juggling two children and like the shit show that comes with that, with also managing a business, like, that's probably when, like, our audience like resonates more
They
or
can
like
relate.
exactly. And
Exactly.
I'm not as
Yeah.
selling anything with Engage Creative. I'm just obviously being a normal human that's saying, like,
Yeah.
right now it's chaotic.
Yes, exactly. And that's the reality, right? It is chaotic.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, how do you kind of still stay true to that when you are building like a global empire?
Well, that's the thing, right? Yeah, because it's a fine line of sharing your personal life because I've been sharing my fertility journey as well, and then getting all these like followers following that. But I'm like, I'm actually a global luxury brand here as well. So I mean, honestly, I'm still trying to figure it out. You only figure out by posting, right? And seeing what
And is
sticks.
there something that you do with your stores to kind of give them the content to make it as easy as possible to feature you as yourself or your beautiful gowns and your beautiful photo shoots to make it easy for them to promote? Because that's what I feel I know when I can see a retailer has posted Trish Peng gowns because I'm like, yes.
Yes, how good. Yes, so we found that every kind of bridal store has that beautiful curated Instagram, right?
Yeah.
The
The
what do
look.
you call it? The
I mean,
look.
some
And
don't, and that's
so
why.
yes,
Some
oh
don't. That's why
exactly.
they
Yeah.
need to work with
Yeah.
EC. But yes, most
Yes.
on brand that
Yes.
carry Trish Peng do. Yes.
Yes. And I find that the colors are all quite similar. So when you go rogue with a photo shoot, they don't tend to reuse your images.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No,
I think it's
it
quite
completely makes
important,
sense.
right, to be quite like you don't want your photo shoots to look the same as everyone else's, but it's good to have that unique, like at least have the tones the same so they can reshare, that the neutral, ethereal, white vibe.
Yeah, and trying to make it as easy as possible for them to share your content. Like at the end of the day, we want to have these retailers share your content. And if you can put it on a plate and make it as easy as possible, I think that's pushing yourself and helping them as well. I guess as a
Yes.
young designer, is there anything that has been like big lessons in business that you've learned along the 11 years? You're like,
Yes.
pull up a list.
Yeah. I would say, it gets to a point where you can't do everything yourself and you do have to let go. So, for an example, for 6 years, I didn't make any money, like it was, I mean, I was still trying to figure out the business, right? But, yeah. So after 6 years, I finally was like, okay, I need to just let go. And I was contracting to people, but I didn't have any full-time employees. So I decided, you know what, let's do this. I opened the pink flagship store in Grey Lynn in Auckland and hired my first full-time employee. And then it was only then that I let go that I could grow. So I would definitely recommend to just trust others. You're not good at everything. I think still be across everything, right? So I still know, I still reconcile the accounts. I know what goes in and out of the accounts. That's very important because I've also heard a lot of horror stories of
Yeah.
being
I
taken
think you still need to
advantage
be
of.
like the finger on the pulse to know like what's happening.
Yes, but I think it's really important to delegate in order to grow. So now we've got 14.
Wow.
A team of 14, yeah.
That's so incredible. And I mean, like, what is next for your brand? I mean, the industry, I think everyone is speaking about has kind of rode the wave of the COVID high, and then everyone kind of came down from that, and people were tired, burnt out, probably creatively a little like where to next. But I do feel like this year in particular, there has been a little bit of a shift and a little bit more of a creative freedom for designers to kind of put their own spin and not be merging together in terms of their aesthetic. So what is it that you're most excited for, I guess, coming up is New York Bridal Week?
Cool. Yeah. So we decided to not only do two main collections a year, April and October for Bridal Week, but we decided to design a whole like Trish Peng the mini edit, so a whole collection just dedicated to these fun party minis that aren't just for your, for your reception, but your
for the like lead up. I mean, there's like 100 different occasions that you can have on the lead up, or even like I remember, I wish, and I was so silly I didn't do this, but I remember the day before I got married, like all of my friends went out to a pub, and I remember being like in a flap because I hadn't actually thought about that being an event, but like there was like 20 people there, and it was like just my bridal crew and like my mum and dad and whatever, and like I actually needed a really fun dress, and I was like, I have nothing.
Yeah, I know, right? Gosh, so many moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will launch next week-ish. and then it's a whole new collection for October. So it's all go. And it's where our team's growing and our stockists are growing. We're in 13 countries now.
That's so incredible. So people can find Trish Peng almost everywhere.
Hopefully.
Everywhere
that's
major.
The plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you definitely sitting down with me. I think that when I followed your journey, I'm just so invested in all aspects of your business, but particularly what really stands out to me, like what we discussed, is that, importance of female-led marketing and how, you as the business owner, what you do behind the scenes.
Totally. Show you behind the scenes. Show, even if you're a bit shy, just one step at a time. Do you
do it yourself, or do you have a girl come around and kind of help you, or a little bit of a hybrid?
Bit of a hybrid, yeah. Yeah. So I found sometimes my day in the life's like, it's on my phone. I know what I did that day. I better film it and just do a little, you could do a little timestamp if you don't have the time to do a voiceover, or I'm trying to do one voiceover a week. And just saying it. Me saying this now, I'm going to have to do it now,
Your marketing team will be like,
yeah,
we will write that down and keep her accountable. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so funny. I saw you posted something the other day, and it was you being like a boomer, like learning the new techniques. And it's so funny because like I definitely feel like that as well. Like you need to learn the latest things. Or even one of the girls said to me, why did you put that text on overlaying something? And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, help me.
Yeah. Right. These Gen Zs, they know all the tricks. So I'm learning. So 0.5 apparently is more flattering. But always using your back camera. And always clean your lens, team.
Clean your lens.
You could have a bang in video and your lens could be blurry, and then it's just not a vibe.
Yeah, no, it's not. No. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I appreciate it. I think that you are so incredibly talented. And I've loved seeing your journey, kind of watching you on socials. I think it's so awesome what you're doing. And I think that you provide oodles of content for retailers that, makes their job easy.
Yeah, true. Thank you. Thanks so.